3 tanking Rik Reverb on Mythic difficulty makes it significantly easier. Let me explain why. So there's a couple pain points of Mythic. The two major ones are going to be killing the pyrotechnics in time before they blow up, and the other one is me managing the pylons. It's pretty similar to Heroic. The main difference on Mythic is that you have to basically break the pylons once they've been baited. You do this by using the circles that you got in Heroic, except now whenever you run on top of another player, it has an effect where it kind of blows up and does raid-wide damage, and if you make sure to run into another player underneath the pylon, then also breaks the shield on the pylon. Once you've broken the shield on the pylon, those pylons need to be soaked because if they reach 100 energy, just like Heroic, they're going to blow up and do a lot of raid damage. So early on, the strategy was to have DPS assigned to go and soak these pylons because when you soak them, you get this voltage debuff, and you don't want to get too many stacks because then it gets super deadly super fast. This would mean that you had a bunch of DPS taking extra damage, and also you had DPS having to go soak when there was pyrotechnics out, which made meeting this DPS check a lot harder. This is where the third tank makes the strategy a lot easier, because the third tank, after they nerfed it after week 1, can essentially go around and solo soak these pylons, almost. Our strategy was to have whoever was getting the debuffs and breaking the pylon. After they did that, they would take a few ticks of the pylon and like drain its initial energy. And then after that, it was mainly just on our tank to just solo soak and go around and manage the pylons, while the rest of DPS just got to focus on killing the pyrotechnics. This also meant that we were taking less damage as a raid, so we were able to 3 heal. You can definitely do this while 4 healing to be safe because the intermission is still scary, but in general, you don't need the 4th healer. You're going to be taking less damage, and it's going to be safer and a lot easier. You can do this with almost any tank as far as I've seen. The most common thing that we've used and we've seen other guilds use, though, is a druid. But anyways, I hope this helped. I'm sure this will be great for your guild for progression, or even if you're doing a mythic pug, this might make it doable in there. Have a good one. Bye.